Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Kerry, and this is a Casual Hiker's Guide.
Welcome to our YouTube channel where we document some of our favourite walks around the country.
We're no bushcraft experts.
We're not athletes.
Clearly. And we want to show you that you don't have to be to enjoy the outdoors.
For us, nature is immensely good for both our physical and mental health. I think that you might find that if you give it a go, it'll be that way for you too.
So follow along and join us as we head outdoors.
This is death. Absolute death. That is so slippery. And I've got to be careful again. F***ing hell. Good morning. I'm Tom. This is a Casual Hiker's Guide, and today we're going to Alport Castles, which is a new one for me. So we'll have a look around, see what's there, and then at the end of the walk, come down, get a nice coffee from the little cafe by the Reservoir, back to the car. Let's go. Well, the crunch of the snow is incredibly satisfying. Look at my hat. Why is it on sideways? The crunch of the snow is incredibly satisfying. So it's been cold here for, it's been raining for weeks. But we really got like a big dump of snow and the temperatures dropped at the start of the week. So all the snow now is compressed and a bit icy, which you have to be careful on. It can be a bit treacherous. I've definitely slipped a few times already, but we're not doing anything crazy today. We're not doing any scrambling of any kind, I don't think, so we should be absolutely fine. This is a new route, which I wouldn't normally do in the snow, but again, I think it'll be fine. And I've had a look, looks alright. And we're coming back down to somewhere I do know, so it's just this section of it that I haven't done. I've heard of Alport Castles a few times, and it's been mentioned to me quite a lot. And so I thought, right, I'll have to come do it. I've been planning on doing it for a couple of years, and I had a look and went with a friend. We went to Bleaklow and then crossed all the way across to Alport. The problem is, there's a difference between Alport and Alport Castles. Alport Castles is something else entirely. And whilst the trig point was lovely and not far from Alport Castles, I didn't see what I was supposed to see. So I was a little bit, I'd say slightly underwhelmed. I still actually really enjoyed the view, but it wasn't quite what I was expecting. So climb up there again today, or near there, have a look around. Job's a good one. Come have a look at this. Absolutely stunning. Right, let me switch you around. And that's why I'm heading up the top here. It's that. Wow. Cheeky sunrise. And I was just thinking to myself how we've got the pine forest all along here, and this part of or this end of Hope Valley and the Peak District just has so much to offer in terms of a difference. You know, you've got this lovely hill up here, and it's just absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. Peak District has a lot to offer. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on, can I zoom in? No. Maybe I can. Hold on. There we go. That's as far as it'll go. Not very far. There, you might be able to see that tiny little... Where is it? There, that tiny little bump on the horizon there. That's the wheelstones. Worth going to visit. I'll probably make a video about that at some point if this keeps going. We'll see. Hello, sheeps. Oh, that is cold. And slippery. Oh. How are you guys getting on, alright? Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to scare anyone. Hello guys, frosty morning. You must all be happy in your big white jumpers. Hey. Hello. So today's hike is to Alport Castles. It's currently January, and I've set myself a target for this year because I recorded that first video on my channel, and I was fairly happy with it. You know, it was for a first video. There were certain things I didn't like. I didn't like the video quality. I didn't like the way in which I recorded things. I think I felt a little bit, I mean, it's not going to seem too dissimilar, hopefully, but it didn't feel quite natural to me. I wanted to still enjoy my walk, and that's actually something else that I've promised myself, is that I prioritise over one video recorded a month, so throughout the whole year. I've also got to make sure that I do at least, and that's at least one walk for myself. Because at the end of the day, I love hiking. It's my passion and I really enjoy doing it. I've been doing it a long time and I don't want... whilst I enjoy filming, I don't really want that to get in the way, is what I should be saying. I enjoy filming, I enjoy editing, but hiking is the main one for me. So I've got this, Alport Castles this month. I have written down all of my hikes, but they might change, so I won't announce what they all are. Oh, curlews. If you haven't seen a curlew, that's what they look like. And it says to avoid disturbing them because of their nests. That's because they are a ground nesting bird. Try and get this gate. Oh. Nice that. I've been watching too much Haze Outdoors. Ooh, latch and lock. So don't copyright or whatever me for that, please. Thank you. So yeah, curlews, they nest on the ground, so that's what that's all about. That's why you've got to be careful with your dogs, because the moors. Oh, sorry mate. Scared the little sheep there. Shouldn't do that too much because that is an edge right there. And personally, I've seen injured sheep before. I don't trust them enough to not get freaked out and just jump off an edge or not even notice it there. I do try and be careful around sheep because they are just so jumpy. Definitely nothing to be afraid of if you're climbing over the moors or wherever. Speaking of sheep, I do wonder, this has always been a question, so we've got all these sheep here and down there, some down in the road, all over the place. Now, there's nothing to stop them from joining up, so are these lot here a group with that lot back there? I'd assume so. Oh, a path. But if they are, the camera's shaking, I'm trying to sort it out. But if they are, if these are a group with them, and possibly one's further back in the same area, how does a farmer get them all together? How does he do it? Can the dogs sniff them out? Do the dogs go, right, I know that there's one sheep all the way over there? Or do they just not bother and they just go, right, there's a group, let's get those, oh there's another group, we'll get those, whoever's left, get to chill in the fields for another day. Is that what happens? Are they tagged? Are the sheep electronically tagged? If they are electronically tagged, how did they do it before electronic tags? If you know the answer, I suppose, leave a comment or make up answers. More than happy for speculative guesses. A giant Hoover why not? Just comes and picks them all up. You know, this is why I hike, for clarity, to get the age-old questions answered. How do farmers wrangle their sheep? Let's find out. Hello, mate. Still checking me out, like. Whew. Wow. So, we've just come round a little corner, same views as before there. Coming around this corner into this valley, and you can see, if you follow the path just a bit further this way, the big scarring where the landslide happened. Wow. That's genuinely more impressive than I expected. It's intimidating, scary even. Don't quote me on my facts, but I believe this was the site of the second largest landslide in England or the UK, nearly a mile long. Again, fact check that information, but I believe that that's correct, or close to correct. And the views aren't just down that side. I mean, from this point actually the views are pretty much everywhere. I'm surprised there wasn't a trig point around that corner, but maybe there's somewhere a little bit higher up. That is so thick. Well, there it is. We'll get round for a better view in a second, but that answers the question. This is all part of that landslide. It's just so big, it's just difficult to comprehend that all of this land, I'll have to find some dates, but all of this land was involved in a landslide. Just mad. Let's have a quick look, show you what it is that I'm photographing. You can see why it's called Alport Castles, with the landslide having just revealed these huge towers of rock all along. Absolutely stunning. And this is the other side of it. It does go further down that way. For today's hike is only an 8.5 miler. I'm not doing too much. If I haven't mentioned my bad knee already, or what I have had as a bad knee. I have had a bad knee. I keep on having to move this camera. Sun is low. I've had a bad knee, so I'm trying to keep the mileage down. In addition to that way actually takes me to Bleaklow and Alport, which is a trig point that I've been to before when I thought I was here. I went with a friend last year. We had a great time together. Very boggy up on Bleaklow if you go up there. But we had a great time. And I thought I was taking us to see all of this massive landslide, but I did not. I took us somewhere else with the same name or a similar name. Boom. Views just opening up. And you know as well that in September, end of August, September time, this stuff here is going to be absolutely wonderful, just covered in purples and violets from the heather and bilberries. So if you remember my last video, if you watched my last video, I talked about layers. That was part of what I talked about. I talked about wanting to show that I'm just your average person. I'm not a marathon runner or, play video games in the week or whatever else. I'm not like crazy. I enjoy hiking, and so I do that about I don't know, once a week maybe, sometimes a bit less. If the weather's not good or if I'm injured or whatever, then I won't go. But if the weather's good, like it is today, then I'll go. But one of the things that I talked about was layers, and I was still, at that time, I just had one jacket. So I'd have my t-shirt on, and then I'd stick my jacket over the top, which had an interior fleece layer, and it was waterproof. So in terms of being able to do everything, it was great. The problem is that you'd be on a walk like this today, and it'd be on and off and on and off. And if it was raining but not cold, then you'd be warm but dry, or wet and whatever. So it was difficult to manage. So I have upgraded that system since. Today I've actually got a few layers on, which probably didn't need, but I thought, I haven't had to put a jacket on, I've got that many layers on. So I've got my thermal underlayers, which are keeping everything nice and warm. On my trousers, I've just got a pair of trousers on. I do like wearing my thermals with shorts though. When it's starting to get just that little bit chilly, it is nice to be able to do that and have that. And then I've got thermal underlayers. I've got my merino wool t-shirt, which I really like because it's got a collar and I carry my camera around, so I can just have my camera around my neck without the strap rubbing on my neck, which is great. And then I've got this fleece layer as well, which my sister bought me, and is something that I've really wanted for a long time, so it was a really thoughtful Christmas present. But other than that, I actually have, instead of that jacket that I had last time, I now have a nice Patagonia Nano Puff jacket, which can go on and is just really warm. Like, I know a lot of people are saying that they want warmer layers, and there are warmer jackets out there than the one I've got, but it's really warm. It's synthetic down, which is, I think, better because it's, you know, it's not using hunted ducks, I guess, though I'm not really sure. I guess you can ethically source them if you just get duck feathers that fall to the ground or whatever, but yeah, synthetic down, and just very warm, lightweight. It's in my bag at the moment, so if I do need it, I've got that warmth there. And then I've also got a Patagonia waterproof. It's not a Gore-Tex one. I spent a lot of money that day in the shop, and the Gore-Tex one was about another 80 quid on top if I wanted that instead of the one that I did get. So so I was like, well, I think I've spent enough money, and you know, this will do. And I don't go hiking that often in the rain, if I can help it. I mean, you can't on long distance, but yeah. So yeah, I've now got a really good system for my layers. I think one that's kept me warm, and that's all that matters to me. I mean, the only thing is today I haven't got my gloves on, and the reason I haven't got them on is because I'm doing a lot of camera work. And whilst it's my gloves do work with touchscreen, they don't work so well with little buttons and whatever else. And then just really happy today. Quick update. Remember, when it is cold and icy outside, I'm trying to be careful. Be friggin' careful. Right, hold on, it's actually only just up here. So I was walking along, and I can see it now from this side. Walking along, happy as Larry, having a great time. You know, just getting my phone out to check that I'm going the right way. Now I'm going to turn the camera around. So you can already see it, look. This patch just here. I was not looking at where I was going. Jesus, nearly did it again. And this is death. Absolute death. That is so slippery. You can see how smooth my foot is moving around on that. And I absolutely stacked it the hardest, and I've got to be careful again. F***ing hell. Right, well, I'm gonna have to bleep that out. So I'm still heading downhill at the moment, so I've still got to be super careful, and it is looking a little bit precarious. Although there's more snow on the floor here, so it's not as likely to be icy, but it could still be. But I got this smell. You got all this pine wood down here. It's absolutely amazing. Didn't quite realise. Oh, there you go. Little battle wound. been fairly busy, but not too crazy. Have a look behind me then, somebody right behind me. No. These reflections are insane. The water's so cold that in parts it's frozen. And with such a big body of water, that takes some doing. So final piece to camera for today, just because it is starting to get busier, and it's just, I mean, I know what this road's like. I haven't done this side of it, but I have done the other side, and I know what these roads are like. They're very much tarmac, and these I mean, they're lovely, these nice woodlands alongside. If you do park a bit further down, there are some nice paths which do go into the wood a little bit closer. But it's getting busier, and you know, as somebody that doesn't record themselves very often, it's a bit awkward when there's people around. So yeah, I'll do some little shots, some B-roll still. I'll still do all of that stuff. But in terms of talking to the camera, yeah, it's getting a little bit awkward. Oh look, there's a bit of off-road path here. Not much of it, but a little bit. It's very icy. All the way up these roads is very icy, so you just got to be super careful. But yeah, what would I rate this walk? Really, really high, I think. I don't know if I'd give it any rating out of 10. Be unfair. I'm sure I'll find other walks that are equally as good or great or better than I've ever done before. There's always that on the horizon, isn't there, as an opportunity. So what I would say is the paths are really good and solid. If you're doing it in the icy snow, because like I say, the snow's been around for a while and it's all frozen, then do be careful, as we have found out. There is chance of injury. The length of this one was, I would say, if you're somebody that does regular 4, 5, 6 mile hikes, you're going to be absolutely fine. To be honest, even if you don't go hiking very often, and you're like, I want to do my first big-ish hike, then actually 8 miles with a bit of an uphill, well, 8 to 9 miles, with a bit of an uphill at the start, the way that I planned it out, works really well, because the uphill's done. So you get to the top and it's pretty much flat. I'm trying to think if there is any more, but I don't think there is. The route that I took, you get to the top and it's flat. You walk along consistently, and then you come back down, and that's it. And when you get that uphill out of the way, all you have to do is recover. And the rest of a walk from there, it's weird, but what you find is if you don't know, once you have got your uphills done, the rest is usually fairly easy, unless it's really, really long. And 8 miles isn't that bad. If you're not used to it, maybe your feet will hurt a bit, but that's about as far as it will go. So yeah, highly rated. This is Derwent, this one, so we're about to hit Derwent Reservoir, where I can get a hot cup of coffee and then back to the car.